Are we good to
No,
go?
I'm not. I won't use it.
Okay.
But we're still recording.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the village board meeting, 7 o'clock, Monday, March 8th, 2021. Could everyone please silence their cell phones? Roll call of officers.
Yep, Pete Anzia, Josh Gordon, Clint Godsacker, Don Doctor, Sarah Heisler, and Rose Sowers present.
Open meeting law compliance check.
Yes, we are compliant.
So we all please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, public input, 2 minutes a person, 10 minutes total time.
Pete, I just wanted to mention to everybody, now that we've got a more official recording setup here for these meetings, when we record them, we created a YouTube channel and are posting them, so the meetings will be available for people to watch after the fact if they can't make it.
Okay. Any other public input? Yes, sir.
Jeff Klein, Spring Street. I wanted to talk about the winter parking regulations. I had one day in December, I parked on the street, take my other car to work, get home, see a ticket on my car. Look at it, says 610. I go, well, this is the easy one. So I looked up the regulations. No parking 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the winter. So then I look at Cedar Grove, 2 to 6, Oostburg, 2 to 6, or Washington, 2 to 6. So I don't know why we have to have it till 7 o'clock. I start my work at 6:30, leave it at 6. So it's kind of a burden on me. I'll get the car out for the neighbor, whatever I gotta do. I'm sure it's the same for other people. Then I look, and we start November 15th, where Cedar Grove, Oostburg, Port Washington go December 1st to April 1st. So I don't know why that is the way we got it, but it doesn't help me at all.
I would say this is for keeping our streets a little cleaner without having cars in the way if we do have snow.
Well, I'm sure that's what it is, but they have the same situation and we have wider streets than they do. And that's my opinion.
Danny, you got anything to add to that? I mean,
I mean, last year we started plowing snow on Halloween.
But this year it didn't start until past Christmas.
we can't,
November 15th would work in my book.
December 1st would work at night, and but that doesn't matter. I would rather have the 2 to 6 o'clock. Would be much more convenient for people that have to get to work.
it's been this way in the village ordinance for as long as I can remember.
That doesn't mean it's gonna stay that way.
Right now, 15 years roughly.
For about 15 years. So, and I guess we set November 15th for, that way we know we're covered there. We shouldn't have snow before then, but we can't keep on switching it every year from November 15th to December 1st or,
I know you have to switch it, it's gotta be perfect.
but what are we supposed to do if there's a snowstorm?
Danny, can you,
That's just how you play the game. I don't know what about the other cities. Why do they do it
can
that
you
way?
address the hour situation as to whether 6 or 7 makes a difference?
Well, I always like to have it a little longer because, I mean, if we get a lot of snow, we don't get it all done by 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, usually it takes
It may
us,
not get done till 8 o'clock in the morning.
usually we start at 3 and it takes 4 hours, so. 3 to 7, we're usually done by 7:30. But all of a sudden you leave it at, if you change to 6, well then you gotta go around it. We gotta come back and
Yeah, most people have the common sense not to park on the road that
He gave out 6 tickets this morning, so I don't think there's people in following it too close yet.
It would be public works, I believe.
For public safety, yeah,
Public safety.
possibly.
I guess the best we can do is have the committee take a look at it and go from there.
But like Dan said, they're plowing till 7, and cars are there in the way, it's not good. But we'll look into it.
Any other public input? If not, we'll move on to the Belgium Area Chamber of Commerce report. Tara?
All right, hi, we just have, Bruin Shoe coming up April 17th, so if anyone's interested, there's tickets, available here in Village Hall. They're also at, Plus Your Wealth Advisors, Fort Washington State Bank in Port in Belgium, Stepping Stones, Coyotes, and Eco Farms. If I'm not forgetting anybody. And they're also available on our website. Additionally, we're planning 3 summer nights live events this summer. And just to speak on behalf of the LACS real quick, we are planning Luxembourg Fest. So that's a go, and it's going to be August 13th to the 15th. And we are looking for ways this year to just get more community involvement. So our first meeting is coming up March 31st, if anyone's interested in joining us for that. And that's at 6 p.m. at the LACS.
Okay. What are the hours for the Bruin Shoe?
5:30 to 9. 5:30 if you have advance tickets, so it's $30 for advance tickets. And if you don't get advance tickets, and if there's still some available, they'll be available at 6 for $35.
Okay. Thank you. Then we'll move on to the consent agenda items. Need to approve item 7A and 7B and accept item 7C. So moved.
Second,
Motions are made and seconded. Any discussion on any of that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to new business. Introduce and approve resolution 06-21 providing for the sale of approximately 2.270 million for general obligation promissory notes, series 2021A. We have Joe Murray here from Ehlers. Could you please help us out here?
Absolutely. Good evening. I'm Joe Murray from Ehlers, one of the village's financial advisor. I believe you all got a copy of the pre-sale report in your agenda packets, which we'll speak to. And this is a proposed borrowing of general obligation promissory notes to finance some water and sewer projects. Right now, it's sized at $2,270,000, which provides for $1.1 million for water projects and $1.1 million for sewer projects. Now, I understand that you're still going through trying to finalize getting better engineering estimates and bids. And so we're going to postpone the sale until June, buy some time. So this is just an approximate amount for you to consider this evening. We will only borrow what you need at that time based on the actual prices that you get. These are being structured as general obligation promissory notes. What that means is they are being secured with property taxes for the investor, where the village makes a promise that you will levy whatever you need to each year to make those payments. But the plan is that you will be abating that tax levy with revenue from your water and sewer utilities. They're structured over a 5-year term. The annual cost to both the water and sewer utility each year will be an increase of about $235,000 starting in 2022. It's important I should note that in that they're being issued as general obligations, they do count against your statutory limitation. You can only issue up to 5% of your equalized value as general obligation debt. This will put you to having about $6.5 million outstanding and give you capacity to issue about $4.6 million at some point in the future. As you pay that debt off, it frees up to accounts against that 5%. You go ahead after this, you'll have about $1.6 million that you can levy. We are recommending that you do not go through the rating process. The village's debt is rated at this point. We don't think the additional cost of getting a rating will be justified in getting any better, lower interest rates. So we're not recommending rating. By doing it as a general obligation, it will get you the lowest interest rates. It's the most secure debt that's out there, so it's the cheapest money, if you will, to the water and sewer utilities. So that's why we're recommending it. And we do think we have capacity to finance it through general obligation debt. Still have capacity to install. As I said, this is being structured with level debt service over a 5-year term. It will increase the cost of each of the utilities by about $235,000. And since the utilities will be paying the debt service, there is no tax impact associated with this as it's structured. Right now, we're at near historic interest rate lows. They've gone up in the last week or so. It started to trickle back down the last few days. We are projecting a true interest cost on this at 1.45%. 5-year money at 1.45%. One of the issues that I also wanted to make clear is the role of Disclosure Council. About 5 or 6 years ago, the Securities and Exchange Commission started to hold municipal issuers to a higher standard, or a standard that's more equivalent to what they hold private companies, corporations, as far as disclosing their financial situation and their debts, et cetera. So what we've been recommending is that all of our clients go through an additional step to verify that they have verified, read the preliminary official statement, that it's accurate, complete, and there's no omissions whatsoever. If there is an omission, an investor could come back and sue the village, as well as individuals on the board and staff for failing to disclose all the necessary information. There are 2 options. You could hire Quarles and Brady, who's your bond counsel, to do it. They go through a process they do when we do it. Ours is very similar. We go through a questionnaire to talk you through the official statement, ask to make sure that you understand it, that it's complete, it's accurate, there's nothing that's missing. Quarles and Brady's fee is approximately $6,000. Our fee is $2,000. I'm not recommending one way or the other. It's entirely up to you. Back in 2017, the last time you issued publicly offered debts, my understanding is that you used Quarles and Brady as Disclosure Council. The money to pay for that is included in the sizing of the notes, so it doesn't impact your budget at all. It's a regular cost of issuance, so it's included in there, so that it doesn't have a budgetary impact on you whatsoever. As I said, the plan is that if you approve the resolution this evening, we will continue to move forward, pulling together the official statement, preliminary official statement. Your staff and engineers will keep working on getting cost estimates, and we plan on doing a sale and coming back before you at the meeting on June 14th. So that gives you a couple months to define the budget numbers, get the estimates. I don't know what bids by that time. That's
The bid's gonna be back by then, Darren?
Yeah.
so we'll be able then, like I said, this is structured at 1.1 million for water, 1.1 million worth of sewer projects. We can move that around if it comes in at 1.2, 1.2, if it comes in at 900,000 and 900,000, we'll size it to whatever you need based on the projects you're going, based on the construction bids that we have. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Anyone have any questions?
You talked about Quarles and Brady. Did we use a log form on the last one? Or?
Yes,
Well,
we did, for Main Street.
we did? Okay. Didn't remember that.
Quarles is the largest bond council firm.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Okay, no other questions? Okay, then, we have to introduce resolution 06-21, providing for the sale of approximately 2.27 million co-promissory notes.
I make a motion, we approve resolution 06-21, providing for the sale of approximately $2,270,000.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Then we'll go on to 8B. Introduce and approve resolution 07-21, preliminary resolution declaring intent to exercise special assessment police powers. Which, if I remember right, it comes right down to being able to charge the homeowner from the lot line to the house itself, right?
That's right, Pete.
Yes. Special assessment that is being discussed. It would only be those who opt to use the village's contractor that would get special assessment.
I move to approve resolution number 07-21, preliminary resolution declaring intent to exercise special assessment police powers under section 66-0703 Wisconsin statutes.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Go to 8C, introduce and approve resolution 08-21, partial split 106 North Royal Avenue as recommended by the Plan Commission for minor land division of parcel number 18-014-12-004.00. This is basically just separating the truck stop from the restaurant on the taxes side.
I make a motion to approve resolution 08-21, CSM parcel split 106 North Royal Avenue as recommended by the Plan Commission.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 8D, approve agreement with Ozaki Sheriff's Time System. Julie, could you inform us on this?
Sure. The village was contacted by the county, and they were just basically updating their procedures and determining if they were doing it correctly. And it turns out that, so the village gets information for basically from parking tickets. You know, we have the license plate number on the parking ticket, but we do need to find out who the owner is because we have to contact them if they haven't paid their parking ticket. And right now the procedure is Leon takes a printed list, drives it to the county. The county has a list of all the addresses to him. By doing this, we would be able to have, we would not have direct access to the system. We would be able to get the information we need, and, you know, we can do it online. What we're thinking is that Sherry and I would complete the training, and that way we can eliminate that extra step of, you know, make it easier to get that information.
I move to approve the agreement with the Ozaki Sheriff's Time System.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 8E, approve recommendation from Public Works to hold the e-cycling event with the town of Belgium on May 15th. Over budget expense will be allocated from 2020 fund balance. Somebody want to take this?
Sure. We were approached by the town to do our e-cycling again this year. And last year, we were totally fortunate and blessed that it was totally free. Well, I guess we don't get it free every year. So it's gonna cost roughly around 6,000, and so our part is 3,000. So we decided as a committee that it would be good to have it again.
We actually budgeted 1,000 out of that 3, right?
Yeah.
So we'd have to take 2,000 out of the fund balance.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion that we approve recommendation from Public Works to hold the e-cycling event with the town of Belgium on May 15th.
Second.
Motions are made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I'll make a motion to approve annual report from Belgium Area Chamber of Commerce Tourism Entity. Second. Motions are made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 8G, approve Public Works recommendation to proceed with stormwater engineering for the capital improvement project for 2021-22 street project. Danny, you want to help us on this?
So we had a meeting last, Wednesday night or Thursday night about this, in order to keep our project going for 2022, we gotta start looking at our stormwater engineering, how we're gonna get the water from, let's see, North Street down to the Belgium Holland drainage ditch. I mean, they need that much lead time because we might have to purchase some land or talk to Lakeside Foods, put a pond on their land, and some by the fire department, so in order to get it all done for next year, we gotta start the process now, so.
And I believe we have $15,000 budgeted in the budget for this.
We do.
I move to approve Public Works recommendation to proceed with the stormwater engineering for the capital improvement project for 21-22 street project.
I'll second.
Motions are made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 8H, approve Public Works recommendation to only replace existing sidewalks in the planned projects area for the 2021-22 capital improvement project. Out of all these streets, I believe Elm Street is the only one that has sidewalks.
Yeah, when Paul and I went up by McMahon to go over plans and everything for the sewer and water, then we were talking about the streets. And they brought up both sidewalks, and basically, the sidewalks would not work on North Street because you won't get them to lead to Main Street. And there's issues with the road right of way and everything, so we just thought the best thing to do is replace the sidewalks that we have, the subdivisions that don't have sidewalks. Don't have them, I mean.
Yeah, we can't play favoritism by putting some in some streets and not on the other streets, because the homeowner is gonna be responsible for it. So it's best to leave it the way it is.
Some of the people don't want them.
We're trying to work on one side of the street, but then tough to get up to Main Street, so.
I'll make a motion to only replace the existing sidewalks.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Move to adjourn.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.